Hey, what's up guys, and welcome back to BYB Tactical. And I think this is probably the last and final video for the MP mods series, modifications, or whatever you want to call it, series. Anyway, so in my last videos, pretty much 3, I talked about how I got Cerakoted done, I've gotten the red dot cut done, I've gotten milling out done for more serrations in my slide right here. I've talked about Apex Trigger and how pretty much good that is. I went over the Chameleon barrel that I got, which was a drop-in barrel to change it from MP40 to MP9. All those videos that I talked about, please check it out. I'm going to put it in the playlist up right here. So definitely check out those past videos if you are interested. And the last modification that I think I'm going to do to it, at least for now, is going to be a compensator. Now, this is my first compensator. I never had one in my life. I pretty much up until this year didn't even know what that was, or last year, 2020, but now 2021. Happy New Year, by the way. But I didn't know what a compensator was, and now I do. So here it is, Agency Arms compensator. I believe this specific one is called the double ported one because it has 2 ports, and it's called the 118 if I'm not mistaken. So if you are looking for specifically for the MP Gen 1, it is the 118. Full disclosure though, I'm gonna let you know this does not work with conversion barrels, but it does work with drop-ins because drop-ins are practically O&M. So, but again, and they do state on their website, does not work with conversion barrels. So just thought I'd let you guys know in case you have a conversion barrel, it's not gonna work for it. So let's get this bad boy on here, right? So let me talk about my experience with the compensator. Like I said, this is my first time having a compensator. I never had one. So I'm gonna tell you about the few mistakes I made that you could avoid, so you can make sure that it doesn't happen to you, or you don't feel dumb or anything like that. So the first mistake was I tried putting the compensator on just like this, right? And let me tell you the issue I ran into. So let me just get that threaded on. So here you go. It's by the way, it is in order to use a compensator, you do need a threaded barrel. If you don't know that, well, now you do. And let's just go over a little bit before I start going into detail of mistakes I made. Probably should wait on that. But let's go over what a compensator is. So compensator, essentially, its main focus is to pretty much make your muzzle rise or recoil, whatever you want to call it, less. So in terms of when you shoot a firearm, right, with the slide going back like this, it forces your firearm to go up like that. Not that ridiculously. If you have good recoil management, then you should be able to manage that as best as possible. But not everyone can do that. So again, let's go over that. So that's what this is for. Especially when I had a 40 cal on this, man, this thing would bang. So definitely now I got 9, I got threaded barrel and a compensator. I'm gonna test it out. So again, what a compensator does is when you shoot the ammo, right, or the round, whatever, when it comes out, what it does is it redirects the gases from your barrel. So if you see, it goes up here, it goes to the side, it goes, and there's another port on the other side right there. So that's what it does. It pretty much redirects the gases through those ports, kind of forcing it from when it goes up like this, right, to kind of make it go down. So all it is pretty much make your firearm flatter when you shoot. So when you shoot, it's not supposed to rise that much. You're supposed to be able to find, if you're using a red dot, you'll be able to find your red dot quicker, or if you're using iron sights, you'll be able to line your iron sights a lot quicker. That's all it is. It's pretty much recoil management. There is other compensators out there, like especially for like ARs, compensators are a big thing. I think they've always been around, if I'm not mistaken, but it seems like they're a real big thing now because of competition, 3-gun competition. So yeah, if you're not familiar with compensators, hopefully I've asked you some of your questions. I will say also, when getting the correct compensator, you gotta make sure, before you buy the compensator, make sure your barrel works correctly with it, because some compensators don't work for other barrels. So make sure you get this correct compensator to match your barrel, and that you get the correct thread dimensions. I can't remember which thread dimension this was. I'll try to put in the details later on, but like I said, make sure you get the right one. So now that we've gone over that, I hope I've answered any questions. And guys, if you have any questions, you can always reach out to me through DM or anything like that. I have all my social media platforms down in the description. You can always reach out. I I'm not like a gun expert. I just pretend to be, but you can always reach out to me, and maybe we could find something together out. But yeah, so let me talk about the mistakes that I made with the compensator when I first put it on. So when I first put it on, I first got it, I was excited. I'm like, I'm just gonna put this bad boy on. So when I put it on, I did exactly like this. All I did was like, oh, it should fit. Then I ran into this issue. I don't know if you could. So I ran into this issue. It pretty much was rubbing up against this, which this is normal. Your recoil rod is supposed to be right there. So that's normal. So I'm like, what's the problem? So what I did was I did this next. What am I doing now? So then I did this. Sorry, take it off. I have to take it off completely so you know what I'm talking about. Then I did this. I pretty much thought maybe, because when you shoot your fire, your barrel goes up slightly, so I thought maybe you can skip that again. Now I know this seems like such a really, for anybody that's watching this video and you guys are probably professional at this, or definitely more professional than me, this probably looks like probably the most amateur thing to do, but you know what, again, this is my first compensator, and I'm excited to actually try it out. So again, I ran into this issue again where it's hitting the rod. So I'm like, what the hell am I doing wrong? Finally, a light bulb went off in my head. You would think. I did talk about what I do as far as a job. You're supposed to know this shit, but I didn't. So what I did was to finally get it on right. And my last video I talked about, by the way, when you dismantle a MP40 police trade-in, they do have like that kind of pivot, not pivot pin, but like kind of like a little pin, just call it a little pin in the inside and the internals that you have to move around in order to open up your dismantle your firearm, which is right there. I don't know if you can see it. So there's 3. It's that weird S-shaped one. So for anyone that just bought a police trade-in MP4 or even MP9, just give you a heads up, this is what you gotta do in order to take off your firearm completely. You have to pretty much take that off. There you go. You have an issue already. Alright, so this is what I did. So now I had to take off the rod completely, which is right here. I took it off. Now you're left with just your barrel and your slide, right? So what I did was drop it down a little bit, extend it. Doesn't matter how much you extend it. You can extend it a little bit, you can extend it a lot. It honestly doesn't matter, but I did that. Then you thread it on, right? You get it on there. Which, by the way, if you're worried about it moving, I haven't completely set this firearm in, just because I still keep my 40 cal O&M barrel in it, just because I don't have 9mm magazines yet, so I'm waiting on that to get shipped, hopefully soon. So I still keep this off. I pretty much put it on for the sake of the video. And if you're worried about the compensator moving once it's threaded, there are 2. Let's see if I can get you in there. There are 2 holes right there that allow you to put pretty much 2 set screws. They let you use Loctite one, or with the packet when you buy this, it gives you the set screws and it gives you the Loctite, red Loctite to be specific, not blue. So this is meant for it to stay on. If you're not familiar with what the difference between blue or red, blue you can still kind of crack it open, break it open. It's pretty much like an ointment, not an ointment, but it keeps it still, keeps it from moving. But red is pretty much set to, you put that fucker on there, you can't move it again. So just gotta give you a heads up. You can obviously move it, but just don't recommend it. If you're gonna do this, make sure I would buy blue Loctite instead of red. It comes with red, but just buy blue. Why not? So anyway, so I put it on, and there is an O-ring right here as well. That kind of gives it that really good. So you gotta make this so it's not rubbing against your barrel or anything like that. So I'm putting it on, right? And kind of like right here, I start feeling resistance. Oh, actually, let's see, right there. So I'm at this point right now where I'm feeling resistance. It's pretty much set the way I want it to look across my barrel or on my slide. So if I go any further, that's the furthest it lets me. Obviously, we can't have that, and I'm not gonna over tighten it because that'd be pretty dumb. You're pretty much at that point where you kind of be messing around with like getting rid of like the O-ring that's inside. So I left it right there, and when you're done, this is where you would put the set screws and you would put it on, you know. So now let's put it on the firearm so you can see how it looks. So that was the issue I had, and the reason why was because the rod, like I showed you, pops out from right here a little bit. Pretty much right here. So when you put it in there, it pops it in. But now you don't have to worry about that. Now you can put the rod in without an issue, and it does fall correctly inside the compensator. So look, even if I try moving it out, right, it's not moving. It's gonna stay there because now that rod pretty much has set it in. It's kept it in, so it's not going anywhere. So yeah, let's put this bad boy together and see how it looks. You know, I did this too as well, just to kind of test out, make sure I'm not messing anything up. So there's pretty much not a gap in between the two, but it pretty much sits correctly. So what I did was I did two of these, and I kind of looked on the inside for any cracking or anything like that. I don't know if that's what you're supposed to do. I'm gonna be very honest. Like I said, this is kind of a learning experience for myself. I've seen other videos of guys doing it, and I really talk about, you know, what you're supposed to do or how it's supposed to fit. Each firearm is different. I actually am looking for a compensator into my P320 right now, but I've noticed on that one there's a pretty big gap from the compensator. But like I said, not all of them are the same. You look at Glocks, they're literally, you can't even put paper in between the compensator and the slide. So just thought I'd give you guys a heads up on that. So I did that, checked the inside to make sure everything's good right here. Make sure nothing is messed up. So yeah, see how it looks now. And there you go. Now here's another thing. This is gonna be another learning curve for myself because I've seen or heard from other people that when you are shooting a compensator, you are supposed to have a higher grain ammo, just because some compensators work for, you know, whatever the normal grain is, which I believe is like 125 or 115. So I believe some do work with 115, but some don't. So I think it depends on the compensator. And every time you get a compensator, every time you're doing something custom like this, listen, you're gonna go through a little bit of a learning curve. It's gonna be trial and error. You're just gonna have to figure it out. I can't give you a general rule like this is what it needs to be, this is how it's gonna be. No, because every firearm is different, every factory is different, every barrel, every compensator, every slide, everything's different. So that's how it looks now, guys. I think I'm done with it. I will tell you, I'm not gonna call it real mod, and I'm not gonna do a video, but I did add this whole grip on it. So I keep saying how this was a police trade-in. It didn't come with the regular back straps that Smith & Wesson gives for large, medium, and small. I think it only came with the medium, and I didn't like it. I have big fat hands, not big hands, just fat hands, you know, big sausages. So I really needed something where I could grip my firearm pretty good. I mean, yeah, right now I'm grabbing it like I'm like a fat boy with cake, but yeah. So I want to make sure I got that, and the groovings on the Hogue grip. So if you don't know what Hogue is, you know how I mentioned how Smith & Wesson comes with back straps that you can take off in your back. Hogue offers this grip where the back strap goes in. It's entwined with the rubber grip, so it does go in. So if you are interested, check that out. That's in Hogue.com, or just Google Hogue grips. Go to Smith & Wesson, you'll find it. But yeah, so you know, this thing's ready to go to Pound Town. You know, I just want to do one more thing. I keep on thinking about what color to do, but I kind of, just because I got the gold going, I got the chameleon going, the, you know, blue, greenish, yellowish, purplish barrel going on. I got the purple trigger, I got the purple magazine extender, and I got, you know, the OD green slide and magwell. I'm thinking about Cerakoting my grip module. I don't know what color though. You guys have any preferences, or you guys think I should do one color than the other? Definitely put a comment down. I'm interested to hear what you guys have to say. I don't care what color it is. If it's something crazy, I like crazy. But yeah, guys, that's all I have for you today. And I think I'm going to be talking about now red dots. I've actually had a few people actually ask me, like, which one's the better red dot, which one is, you know, best bang for your buck or anything like that. Honestly, each to their own. It's what you like. If you're an RMR guy, you like Trijicon, that's you. I like Hollison personally. I do have the SIG, so I will be talking about that later on down the line. So definitely look out for those videos. But that's all I have for you today, guys. Please, before you leave, like and subscribe. I'm still trying to build this channel up, and hit the bell at the bottom so you get notifications for future videos. And until next time, guys. So I noticed in the last video, I failed to mention that I have not shot this firearm yet, so hopefully it goes good. I was gonna say I'm gonna put slow-mo footage so you can kind of see how the Compensator works and how this is a race pony. And if it doesn't work, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I'm gonna let you guys know, don't get it. This doesn't work. This combination don't work. So yeah, hopefully I'll try to put that video out by next week. I am planning on going possibly to range this week or this weekend. So yeah, until next time, guys.